Hi everyone, I am Mohammed Lal and you are watching Trendsetters Academy. So today in this lecture what I will tell you about Android is Android date picker, that how we use this date picker thing. So why this date picker is important? It's like what we are going to do is we are just putting a date, and if there are some applications that must need a date, so we have to know that how we use this date. Okay, so now what we have a gadget here, and we call it date picker dialog. Okay, so for seeing this, that how we use this date picker dialog, I'll tell you. Like in this tutorial what we are going to do is I will demonstrate you that how we use this date picker through date picker dialog. So I'm using a date picker dialog. Okay, it's just simple a dialog which contains a date picker. It's not some rocket science here. In order to show date picker dialog, what you have to pass the date picker dialog ID to show dialog. Okay, so in this ID what you will do is you pass some parameter here, and the syntax is given here, that how you show this dialog. So in last I will tell you about, I will show you the whole code, and it's fine, no issue, like it's not some rocket science here. So we will see next what's here is on calling this show dialog method, another method called on create dialog gets automatically called. So what this means is there's some on create dialog method, so we have to override that method too. So its syntax is like this, like you have to create some on create dialog method, and what you will do, you put an ID there, and what this thing returns is just return a dialog. And what this dialog is, it's date picker dialog, which has some parameters here. At first what's parameter is, it's just getting some context, and then it's just getting some date and year, month and day, whatever you want to give. And in last sorry for that. Okay, so what in the last step you have to register the date picker dialog. So what means by registering the date picker dialog is like an override it on date set method. This on date set method contains the update day, month and year. Its syntax is given here. Is what's mean by this thing. It's like if you want to use a date picker dialog, you want to set your time, you want to set your year, month and day, as I told in this here you will see. So it's like this. What you will do is, at first you are given the context of date picker, then second integer is something like the listener. Okay, the second thing is, sorry, this one is the year, then the month, and the last is the day. Here you can see this, the year, month and the day. So you are getting data from here, and you have to pass the thing, and what you will get here is the dialog. It will show like this, might be show like, it's just a default style, you can change it. We will see further how we'll change this thing. So but here is, apart from date attribute, date picker object is also passed into this function. You can use the following method of the date picker to perform further operations. What's mean by this? So there are some operations in this date picker class. Okay, so there are some methods here, so we will see what are the list is mentioned here. You'll see here get day of month. What this method do is, this method gets the selected day of month, and the second thing is get month. This means what it will do is, this method gets the selected month. So this means if you want to get some month, what you will write is just write get month, and it just get month from your date picker dialog. Okay, so what you will do is, there is a date picker class, and from here you will get your month or whatever you want to do. Get day of month, you want to get day, you want to month, you want to get year, and if you want to set the date, whatever you want, this method set the maximum date supported by this date picker in milliseconds since January 1, 1970 or whatever the thing is, in just default time zone. And here are the things are like some set minimum date and set spinner shown. This method sets where the spinners are shown. It's like when you will use some fancy type stuff, so you use this thing. Okay, and the seventh point is update date. So if you want to update the date, what you will do is just call this method and pass some parameters there, and it just update the date whatever you want to do. And there are some calendar view and some first day of week. If you want to show like a calendar and just show that structure of week, I hope you're getting the thing what I'm trying to say. Get day of week, it's not rocket science here. So this method returns first day of the week, simple. So here is an example. What the example is, it's demonstrating the use of date picker dialog class. Okay, it creates a basic date picker application that will allow you to set date using date picker widget. To experiment with this example, you can run this on an actual device or an emulator. So it depends on you. You may run on your cell phone or you may run on your emulator. So what I will demonstrate you here how the code is working. So what are the steps? Just remember the steps. Whatever you are doing, wherever you find the code, you will see these 5 main steps simply. So what the first thing is? The first thing is you will use Android Studio to create this application and name it as a date picker or whatever you want to do. Like it's an example of a date picker. So here it's written as that you have to create a date picker class. So modify your main activity class. Okay, modify your main activity class like it's a Java class, and you have to write some sort of code. Whatever the code is, I will tell you later. Whatever the code is here, and then you have to write some XML file. You have to write some strings. You have to run the application, install it on your cell phone, and run it. It's like simple steps. So let's come to the code, and here is our main activity. What we are doing here is, at first you will see here that we have a date picker and we import a calendar, and here is a text view, and we put some integers, year, month and day. So what the thing is here, you have a date picker, you have a calendar, you have a text view there. It's like there is some text view and there is some integer type, year, month and day. So we have our main class here, and there is some date view we are getting from XML, and there is some text view. Okay, what we are doing is the getting ID and putting, just passing the thing. And here is our calendar. What this thing is, why we are using calendar.getInstance. But the thing here, the calendar, what calendar is doing, the calendar has what the month, day and years in calendar. So this calendar class has some data that we need. So if we want to get our year, so what it do is calendar.get calendar.year. Simply, the awesome thing here is just simple. What you are saying, just write down there in some simple steps. Like you are saying calendar, oh please give me the year. Okay, and it just passed you the year and the same as the month and the day. So what I'm going to do is I will just pass these things here, and here you will see I'm just adding up 1 month. It's on you, you may add it or not, it depends on you. I don't think so there is some issue about this. It's just simply as shown here, but right now it's not showing anything. Okay, it's just getting a date, okay, and just passing it to this show date method. Let's see what's going next. So here is a method of set date, and I'm just telling it that you have to show the dialogue and you have to tell us about this thing. Okay, so if it's not important here that you may show or you may not show, I suggest you just remove this thing, just ignore it. The thing I highlighted here, you have to ignore it. Okay, so what I will tell you here is just ignore the thing what I am highlighting here. So just figure it out that these things are not necessary here. The things that are necessary only, I will tell you the things that are necessary. Okay, so just don't be so confused about the things. It's easy, but sometimes our developers like put the things quite fancy, and that's why it feels like so irritating. Okay, so here you will see that here's the method. What I'm going to do is I'll just show date, and the method, the whatever you passed, year, month and day, it shows the text here. Okay, so when you will see this text and you will figure it out, this is our XML. I will tell you about this thing, and you'll see here this is our date. Okay, so what the I hope XML is purely simple, like there is a button, there are some text fields, and just passing the date, and simply nothing else just happening. Okay, and here is our calendar. Okay, so now you can see that the date has already been set at the bottom label. Okay, as I mentioned you before, now we will change that date through date picker dialog by pressing the set date button. On pressing the button, following screen would appear. Okay, so when I press the button, the screen appear. When I said set date, when I clicked on this button, the screen appear, and I'll just select the date from this thing, and what the thing happened is it just pasted on the text view. I hope things are purely clear. If you feel any sort of issue, I'm here, I will tell you. I hope things are clear. If you like this lecture, please subscribe for more lectures, and I'm sure you'll enjoy. Just enjoy the coding things. That's awesome. That's pretty so awesome. Thank you so much for watching my video, and that's so awesome. Bye bye. Have a nice day.